Hey, it's Adriana here. Before we get into today's episode, I want to invite you to something special. I'm hosting a series of hypnotic writing workshops called Writing with the Unconscious. They're designed to help you bypass your inner critic and tap into the deeper, stranger, more luminous parts of your mind. These aren't just for poets or novelists. If you write to reflect, to process, to remember who you are, if you keep a journal or scribble in the margins or jot down thoughts in the Notes app in your phone, these are for you too. Each workshop is centered on a theme, and through guided trance, we'll journey inward to the part of you that already knows what wants to be said. If you're feeling stuck or longing to rediscover your own voice and fall back in love with the joy of words, come write with me. The first workshop is August 27th, and the link to register is in the show notes. I would love to see you there. You're listening to How to Drink Less, and I'm your host, Adriana Cloud. Whether your goal is to cut back, take a break, or say goodbye to alcohol for good, this podcast will help you stop drinking on autopilot, learn how to manage cravings, and feel fully in control around alcohol. It's easier than you think. Listen on to find out how. Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I have a short and sweet episode for you today where I want to offer you one simple question that can be the difference between making a choice you regret and making a choice you feel good about. It's a question that you can apply in many situations, but it's especially powerful in the moments when you find yourself wanting a drink. We all know those moments. Maybe it's the end of a long workday when you finally shut off your laptop and you think it's time to relax. Or maybe you're at a networking event where you're surrounded by strangers and you're feeling very awkward and you have the thought, I need a drink, or a drink would feel really good right now. So first of all, let's name what's happening. You're having a craving. That's what's going on. Your brain offers you the thought that a drink would be nice, and that thought creates the feeling of desire in your body. That's a craving. And the craving can feel incredibly urgent. It's almost like everything else fades away and your attention narrows in on that one thing, alcohol. And especially if drinking has been a habit for you, if you've had the same patterns for a long time, or you tend to drink in the same situations, or when you're with the same group of people, your brain has likely automated that response. It becomes the default. You walk into your local bar, and without even consciously deciding that you're going to have the Pinot Noir, the desire for it is already there. And not only is it there, it suddenly feels super compelling and almost inevitable. And if your pattern in the past has been to give in to the urge every time it comes up, it might feel inconceivable that you could simply choose not to give in. And that's what I want to talk about today, how to take that inevitability out of it. Because cravings are not commands. Cravings are suggestions at best. It's just your brain making an observation, and you still get to decide how to respond. One way I sometimes talk about this to my clients is that when you have a craving, it's like your brain is shining a flashlight onto one single thing, your desire to drink. But much like a flashlight, whatever is caught in the stream of the light in any particular moment is but one small part of everything else around it. So in those moments, when you notice that your brain is fixated on wanting a drink, ask yourself, what else is true? That's it. This is the question. What else is true? It might sound ridiculously simple, but here's why it works. Because when your brain is fixated on alcohol, it can feel like alcohol is suddenly the only thing that exists. And you need a little reminder that there's other stuff out there too, and that's why this question is so powerful. When you ask what else is true, you're not denying the desire for alcohol. You're not fighting it, and you're not trying to shame yourself out of feeling it. You're just zooming out and expanding your awareness and your perspective. You're gently turning the flashlight to see what else you can shine the light on. So let's play with it. Let's say it is the end of the day and you finished your last meeting and you're ready to transition into your evening, and the thought pops up, I need a drink. Ask yourself, what else is true? Maybe you tune into the body and you realize, I'm actually hungry, or my body is really stiff because I've been stuck in a chair for the past 4 hours, and what I really need is to go for a walk or to do some stretching. Tending to your physical needs first is actually always a good idea because it often softens cravings. And even if it's not practically feasible for you to go for a walk in that very moment, the recognition that movement is what your body is craving is still powerful because you can see that the desire for a drink is not the full picture. It's just one possible solution your brain is offering for the symptoms that you're experiencing. But it's not the best solution, and it's not the only solution. And you might also notice that other desires are present. Maybe you remember that last night you promised yourself you wouldn't drink today. So now you've got two desires. You want a glass of Sauvignon Blanc, and you want to keep a promise to yourself. When you can hold both desires at the same time, you realize you have agency here. And the ability to hold space for different desires, sometimes conflicting desires, it's part of emotional maturity and a key component of habit change. When you're aware that you're being pulled in different directions, and when you can sit with that discomfort and ambiguity, you see more clearly that you have power. Suddenly, instead of being automatic and inevitable, the glass of wine becomes a choice you get to make. You can even lean further into the question and ask, what else do I want? Yes, maybe in this very moment, you really, really want that gin and tonic. But what else do you want? Maybe you want to be present for dinner with your family and be able to really listen to your partner instead of feeling fuzzy from alcohol and struggling to focus on what they're saying. Maybe you want to have a good night's sleep and wake up with a clear head tomorrow. Maybe you want to practice saying no to a drink, even if it feels a little uncomfortable, because you want to become someone who can take it or leave it. Asking what else is true or what else do I want helps you to remember that you're more than your cravings. It creates a pause and brings you back to yourself. And again, the point is not to bat away the desire for a drink or to judge yourself for feeling that desire. It's just an invitation to widen the frame and to see the craving in the bigger context of other physical and emotional experiences, other desires, other truths. So try it this week. When the thought comes up, I need a drink, just take a breath and ask, what else is true? And see what you can notice that helps you make an intentional choice rather than reacting automatically. And if this episode resonated with you, please take a moment to rate and review the podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, because that helps more listeners to find the show and to get support with their drinking habits. I would be very grateful if you take a moment to do that. Take good care, and I'll talk to you next week. If you're looking for practical advice for how to say no to alcohol and say yes to yourself, you will want to get on my email list. Sign up to receive my free guide with 7 steps to kickstart your sobriety. The link is in the show notes, so go and grab it now, and I'll see you soon in your inbox.